Hey guys, I'm Xeon Gaming, and we are in Crusader Kings 2. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a long time since I played this game, and as you can see, we are not in the normal game. We are in the not Clash Claims, the Game of Thrones mod, and we are playing as the Greyjoys down here in Pike. This mod is a complete overhaul for the Song of Ice and Fire by J.J. Martin, I think it is, or J.R. Martin, something like that. But as you can see, it completely overhauls the entirety of this map. So you can see this is Essos, and there's Wessos, and there's also, I think these are called the Summer Isles. Yeah, so Summer Isles. Then there's Southros. There's some other countries over here. There's Asai. And then there's just all sorts of new things in this. There's also the Wall, which is famous from the series. But we are going to be playing as the Lord of Pike, Lord Dreaver Vicon of Pike. We are a Greyjoy. We are a Grey Eminence. We are quick. We are a skilled fighter. We are brave, proud, cruel, and patient. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set our focus as hunting so we can get the white stag, or I forget what it is in this mod that it changes it to. And our ambition is to... we're going to have many children because there's an option at the beginning of the game that you can do called Go on a Reaving, which is pay the iron price to organize ironborn reaving across the narrow sea to pillage and plunder. You will need a regent whiles away. So my wife, I want to make my regent, so I want to wear a title. Designate regent. She does not like us very much, actually, so go to vassals. Who likes us the most? 34. Apparently, I dislike myself. Who can we set as our regent that likes us a lot? Probably our Lord Stewart. So, Lord, honorary title, designated regent. There we go. Let's go into our council quick and check all this. You are a 9 in stewardship, or diplomacy, actually, I think is what this is. Oh, no, it is stewardship. 9, so you are the highest. And this mod does add a couple new members into your council positions. So we have our Lord Steward, our Justicar, our Captain of the Fleet, Treasurer, Spymaster, Maester, Drowned Man. Drowned Man will be your priest. Maester is just a basic useless spy. Spymaster is the same. Treasurer will be your... Not sure really what this came from. Justicar will be your, think in the vanilla game it's Chancellor. Captain of the Fleet for just the Ironborn faith is your Marshal. And Lord Steward would basically be the same as your Treasurer, which I can't remember what comes from that. So we're going to set our council quick. There are new buttons in this. There's Improve Holding, which you need if you upgrade your holding, say... In here, I can't do it actually. If I go to my vassal's castle, though I think I can. Yep, improve castle. You have to spend a lot of money to do it, and you have to send your Lord Stewart there with the improved holding to actually upgrade it. Pacify province. It increases your levy, lowers revolt risk, and raises the lowers the time it takes for your levy to reinforce. Improved defenses, it gives you a garrison size increase and a fort level increase. Oversee province, local build time goes down and local tax modifier goes up. We have sow descent, which is the same, fabricate, which is the same, and improve relations, which is the same. In the captain of the fleet, we have organize a raid, and sorry about if you guys just heard my phone go off, which is in the vanilla game, but it's only in the tribal kingdoms and the pagan kingdoms, but you can do it here with the Ironborn because they are a kingdom that is allowed to raid. We have trained children, which is nice because my son that I'm going to be training here, Goran Greyjoy, I will be training him to become a great fighter. I want you to be trained by someone with a awesome martial skill because I want you to be decent. I have it. So I'll do that. I'll train both my sons right away. So I'll train my firstborn son, which is a child of a concubine, and I disinherited him. I'll tell you guys all about that later, but we'll go back to the council. And you have the suppressed revolts in the captain of the fleet like you do in the vanilla game. Your treasurer, you have oversee construction and collect taxes, which are in the base game, and they just get modified by their skill level. Your spy master has sabotage economy, which is not in the vanilla game, that is in Game of Thrones only. We have build a spy network, which is in the vanilla game, and scheme, which is in the vanilla game. Maester is basically useless. In Game of Thrones, they basically just heal people, and they're an advisor. Drowned Man, which is our priest, he can proselytize, which is change religion of counties. Perform charity, which lowers revolt risk, and build zeal, which is in the vanilla game as a pagan you can do, and it gives you holy warriors that you can use on people of the wrong faith. And the nice thing about being drowned god is everyone in Westeros is different faith to you, so you can use them against everyone basically. So we're going to set our council. I want to pacify our main province, which will give us a levy increase and revolt risk down. We want to improve relations with some of the other lords in the kingdom so we can get some more land. Actually, it would have been better to fabricate a claim on Lord's Ports, and then we can have then we could have both counties in our duchy, and we get even more money. What's the third? Oh, I didn't realize there was 3 counties in this duchy, but back to the council. We will... Oh, and train troops in this mod gives you levy size also, which I think it does in the vanilla game too. We are going to collect taxes because oversee construction is useless for us. We are going to scheme in our own province so we don't get assassinated, and I want to perform charity so our revolt risk is really good. We have a negative 13% revolt risk, so most events only give you a minus 10%. Like I said, and we have to go through our minor titles, so take off the commanders, cupbearers. We want to make sure our highest ranking lords get them. Champion, Saltcliffe, Master of the Blade, you, Master of the Bow. There's no more lords to give them to, so our lowest opinion people shall get them. And bodyguards, we want the highest level marshal, which isn't very good for us. And basically, whoever's left gets these positions. And in this mod also, women can be commanders, which is nice because there are some really good women in this mod that have good modifiers in battle. So you can get replaced by him because he has a higher marshal than you. 8, you are the best. So then, like if you start in the War of the Five Kings, the Mormonts up here, their women are actually very good with battle and everything, even though it doesn't look like it. So, next thing we're going to do is set special characters. The Tyrells, who in the War of the Five Kings, they become the Lord. Well, they are the Lords of the Reach. Highgarden is ruled by a Gardener, which is the ancestral ruler of the Reach. So we're going to mark him as special interest too. And also, on Horn Hill, there is... Oops, sorry about that. There are the Tarleys. If you watch the series, there's Samuel Tarley on the wall. And his father, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, he's a complete douche. We are going to go into Sunspear and favorite or special interest, the Dornish. Don't need to do them. We are going to do the King of the Stormlands and his daughter, because usually she becomes a ruler right away. I'm married, yes, okay. We are going to do Lord Aegon II of Dragonstone, and if you watch the series, he's the one who founds, or he makes the Empire of Seven Kingdoms. We are going to do our Lord King Harren the Black. We want to do the Tullys also, who become the Lords of Liverrun, and the Trident, which is what this kingdom is. I can show you. Sorry, the Riverlands, not the Trident. Trident's what it is afterwards. We want to do the Vale, the Arryns, get them going, and also the Starks, the famous Starks that get eradicated. And I don't know why in this game, but they always seem to have low Moat Cailin, which kind of makes sense because in the north, the only way to get into the north is through Greywater Watch, then Silver Red or Silver Reed, and then you have to go through Moat Cailin, because the story is when I think they were called the Children, is what the old gods were before Aegon and all of them came over, or the Andals, whoever was over here. They hunted them all the way from the south, and they pushed them to the north. And here's where I guess there was a battle or something, and the Children used magic, and they basically destroyed all this, and it became swampland. And I wonder, we're not going to be able to see it because the one mod I have on is a mod that makes the map seem cleaner, basically, and it gives everyone a darker view to their country. Like normally, instead of this being gray, it would be pure white. And to tell you the truth, I like it more gray than white because this is the color it would have been originally, just this white. So we right away are going to go into our important decisions, and we are going to go on a reaving, if I remember correctly, if you're a good marshal. So we'll do pretty good. So we'll go on a reaving. When I was doing this earlier, I wanted to see what this action did, and I went into the lands of the Summer Sea, which is down here, which are these countries. Northern Essos, which would be Bravos, Loreth, Pentos, Novaris, and all these little minor countries down here would be that. Disputed lands, I think that's here, in New Valyria and all these countries. And then Slaver's Bay would be Marine, Yukai, Aspor, Nugis, and some of these smaller countries too. I'm not going to go here in Slaver's Bay because this is where all the what do you call it? Unsullied are. They're the best soldiers basically in this world. The Summer Sea are actually peaceful people. They don't fight wars, if I remember correctly, or something like that. They're basically just really peaceful people. Northern Essos, they're really strong because all these countries have alliances with one another. Like Bravos, I think, has an alliance with Pentos right away, or it has an alliance with Lorath or Norvos, and it's just really hard to attack them. Disputed lands don't want to attack this because just there's all these Dothraki over here, which are basically the Mongols, basically, or the nomads of this world, and they're basically all the way over to here, and then these are just usually trading countries, if I remember correctly. Oh no, they're feudal. I thought these guys were republics, but no. So we're just gonna go raid in the Summer Sea because it's easier, I think. And now we are basically broke. Go down here, and you can what else is there to do? See, we have 7,000, 8,000, about 8,500 men. If I remember correctly, our Lord has, like, our king has pretty much you get 16,600. But how this mod works is when there's a war declared, you can actually opt out of the war, which is nice. Like in the War of the Five Kings, there's a war between the North and trying to think what they're called, the Iron Throne, and the Iron Throne controls most of this land. And basically, what happens is they're all one country until one of them declares a war. Say the Iron Throne's completely together, which would be all this land, and they declared a war over here, and the Vale and the Rock didn't want to join the war. They would then turn into these separate countries, basically, and you wouldn't have any of the alliances that you would have in the normal game. And they can opt out of fighting that war and losing their own manpower. Like in the War of the Five Kings, the Vale stays out of the war completely, and they just sit there and do nothing. And the same is with Dorne, because they have Princess Marcella, who is really a Lannister, but she was passed off as a Baratheon. But we are gonna go right into this. Go speed 3 or 4 actually. So just all hail the greatest Iron King, Harren of the House of Hor, King of the Salt and Rock, Son of the Sea Wind, and Lord Reaper of Harrenhal and Protector of the Island Isles. All hail Iron King. We're just gonna do this because what happens in the world is my lordship. What happens is in this history is King Aegon, who's for some reason every time I play he always goes over and fights for New Valyria instead of conquering the Iron Throne, which is really annoying. But King Aegon, he and his two sisters, who they ride dragons. Him and his sisters, who all have dragons, come to Harrenhal, which in Westeros was the strongest castle in the entire kingdom. And they came and they burnt the entire castle to the ground with their 3 dragons, and it was, forget what the name of the day was, but the castle gets destroyed. It kills King Harren and all of his kids and his brother, if I remember correctly, and the High Lordship, or the Lords of the Iron Isles, they elect the Greyjoys as the king, and trying to remember what happens. They elect him as king, and then the Greyjoys rule all the way to the Lord of the Five Kings, and then in that they declare war on the North, and they try and take over the North, and the Boltons who betray the Starks with the Freys kill the Starks, and then the Boltons beat back the Iron Isles, and then the Iron Isles go to, I think it's over to Slaver's Bay, and they join up with, what's her name? With Daenerys Targaryen. So I have everyone special interested. I want to take off that message rules because that's annoying. So we're going to press play and roll on speed 3. We make money decently fast. What do we lose money on? We pay tax. Okay. So continue playing. Create a lordship with fingers. The men are ready and the longship's prepared. Now we begin our journey across the narrow sea to pay the iron price. This will be most profitable, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people gain the trait of reaving, which is, there's no modifiers, just as characters, bottom reaving, and paying the iron price, which means they are being raiders. That was weird. So she became my region even though my steward was my region. That's annoying. Medium feudal tax laws, which sucks because that takes more money from us. Or 1.82. See what it goes to next month. Wow, 2.76. We're losing a lot of money now. No drowned man. You're drowned man by Lords of Seagrave, who was performing charity work in your name, made an ultimate sacrifice when he's cornered, and trampled to death. And we lose prestige. Great. So John, the drowned man again. So I'll be performing charity because I don't want any revolt risk. Your treasurer died somehow. You shall collect taxes. Basically, as the Iron Isles or as the raiding factions, you basically just go on money or wealth. Ironborn longships cut through the waves, the waters swift and sure. Hence, they have successfully pursued a small merchant fleet. If we were to attack and pay the iron price for a cargo, we can gain much and more. So we will attack, because if we don't, we lose 5 opinion with everyone, and I forget what patch it was. They made it so opinion is very, very hard to get with people. The enemy crews were no match for the Ironborn. We sank their poorly manned escorts, seized the cargo, and slew or took captive many men. This is why we followed the old way, so we gained 40 gold. So basically, we've already made back the money we've lost. We gained prestige and piety, which is really nice, and we gave 5 opinion with everyone. So already we're doing really good with money. I forget what the buildings are at. Oops, shit. I'm forgetting all my buttons. I'm sorry if you guys just heard my bird going crazy in the background. So 75 looks like to be the. Oh, so we already got the trait Reaver, and we will be known as the Strong. So the pillaging and looting undertaking in your name has earned you a reputation as a fearsome Ironborn raider along all the coast of Westeros. Mothers are tucking their children in night, warned that unless they behave, the terrible victim scourge of the seas will come ashore with his undead warriors and eat them. So we gain the trait Reaver, which gives us monthly prestige, which is nice. And ouch, sorry if you guys heard that. We gain +1 martial, +5 to same trait opinion and same faith opinion, which is really nice. Since there's no shortage of soldiers, so 50%. No longer essential. Civil War already in the Stormlands. Where the men were enjoying many a hard drink after a good day's reaving when Saltcliffe challenged Harlan, who was boasting of his reaving exploits, to a finger dance. Harlag was clearly unwise in his challenge, as Harlan caught and dodged the axes far more ably. Harrig eventually submitted after losing a few fingers. I'm not sure what finger dance actually is, so that was a good contest. Lord Stewart advised everyone leaving. Not sure how this is going to work. It says that he's on the quest with me, but he's there. Pursued a small merchant fleet, and we're going to attack. Not allowing us to board their merchant vessels. We lost a few men, but we shall be able to take our iron price. So we lose prestige in that, and we lose 5 opinion. During the attack, Joram was wounded by an enemy fighter, but like true Iron, he chose staying with our band. Good man. Thank God. Put you back. So that means we're no longer reaving? Oh no. Bragging about the many men he had killed this day and how he is the boldest Ironborn here. Challenge him to a finger dance. I shall challenge him. After accepting my challenge, Linwood and I had a fine finger dance. We both artfully dodged and bravely caught many an axe and only suffered trifling injuries. All agreed it was good lark. It's just the same thing. So we'll attack again. Hopefully we won't get killed. Wow. We're getting swamped. This is not good. We're going to pillage a village. These men who so are more hardly than we fought. Our iron brand managed to make the beachhead, but we were fought back. We failed to claim our iron price here today. What is going on with this game? So before, when I was testing this campaign out, I wasn't having any problems like this, but it just seems like I'm getting completely screwed over now. What I could do is I could take out my levies. Oh wait, no, I don't have to, because where is it in here? Forget what it is. It's my vassals don't get pissed off if I'm using. Oh yeah, vassals do not mind if their levies are raised. So I can use their 33 ships with these 1,800 men. So I'll raise them and I'll raise them. And I'll gather all these guys up in Pike. And we'll go looting. Roving party have been roving the coast, but a local patrol has spotted us and is attacking. Being Ironborn, of course, we should make this challenge. Charge. This dude, 15 to my 16. Challenge my might. Strike. It's all over. And kill him because we get tons of prestige. Victory, which is nice. If I'm not reading through this, guys, because I just was getting mad and I just wanted to get through them. So we'll talk with these guys as looters, and we shall go raiding in. Where do we? I want to go into the rock because they have tons of money here. Go down to here. Under my guidance, my young son Rolf, slowly mastering arts of that, the swordsman. So we'll go loot here because there's 25.6 gold to have, which is nice. Just need to make sure we get all this gold before we move, and we'll probably just go to Old Oak because they have 29 gold. I thought he was moving against me. So, obviously the game's auto-saving. Work can be tedious when one problem's solved and one error pops up. I'm tired of having to complete the same task over and again. We want to get diligent because this gives us all positive traits or positive effects, while slothful gives us negatives. So we're going to take like rest in heaven. Small merchant fleet attack will probably get screwed. Oh well, no. Fairly well defended. We lost a few men seizing the ship, as well take some damage to our longboats, but we took many captives. And we have a salt wife. So we'll look at her quick. She's a elusive shadow, hedonist, shy, lustful, paranoid, and content. Which is going to be nice for the lustful because we have the have many children trait. We're almost done looting this when we are. Actually, we're going to go and do that. And then go here. We returned from across the salt seas after abiding the old way of raving and pillaging like true Ironborn. We've gained much respect for our daring and profession. We lose the trait reaving, and we get 10 opinion with everyone for 5 years. I think that's what that said. Now, when can we go reaving again, I wonder? It does not say. I hate how clicking off screen doesn't close that anymore. So we're just going to be looting a while till we get enough money to start building upgrades and that, till we can basically overthrow House Horror. What do we want? Stables, barracks, 45, 115, if I'm correct. Tax income and 50, fort level. We're gonna go for that because that gets we get even more men from that than anything else. But the other ones would have been good too because they give us higher tier infantry and troops. And get out of there quick. Forget my keys. There we go. So we want to go loot Old Town because there's 48 gold there. There's, however, 16,000 men defeated there. Sunspear has 43 gold too. How much do you have? Not a lot. Surprising, since they have gold mines and everything inside their country. We could go to Gold Town. They have 35. Could go all the way up to here and get 30 gold. They're completely useless. We could go down into some of these smaller countries, and what is this? Oh, trade route. It gives them more money. Galoots 10, get 38. Wow, 50? Are you serious? How many men do they have? 13,000. I don't think that's gonna happen. Right here. You 48. You have 16,000 though. So I don't want to do that until we have tons of men and just go on large raiding parties. We're gonna go down to Old Town, and get some free loot, which is already being looted actually. So we'll go to. There we go. Now I'm remembering keys. Go there and get some money. Where do we want to go though? Wish we could loot that. Loot our Alesia's province. I think we might just raid random provinces. And I do actually, can I split this? Cannot. So we're gonna disembark them there. Maybe not. Wait for these guys to leave their province. Emancipation, which means they just want to get rid of slavery. We are just going to go for I don't concern myself, because that just leaves us out. As you can see, it just gives us our different color, and we don't have to deal with fighting a war and getting sieged. Let them get out of there. And we'll move through Sun House, and we'll split the army in two. Get 15 piety for free, which is nice. It's end now, isn't it? Yep. Send 800 there, and I'll keep 900 here. I wish it told me what it takes to go reaving. And also, there are special modifiers too for ancient houses that are called Valyrian Blades, and they give you special modifiers. So there's the North. The Starks have Ice. The Mormonts have Longclaw. The Targaryens have Blackfire. Tarleys have Heartsbane. Targaryens have Dark Sister also. Corbray have Lady Forlorn. Renee have Red Rain, sorry. Celtigar have Crab's Pincer. Hightower has Vigilance. Roxton has Orphan Maker. Rogar has Truth. Royce has Lamnation, and Kago, whoever that has, just has just a plain sword. Then there are also the dragons, which I showed earlier. The Targaryens are the only dragon riders, and there are no dragon's eggs anymore. Show blood feuds. There should be none. Bracken and Blackwood have feuds, and Forster and Whitehill, which is really interesting since it's this early in the game. Forsters are up here, and Iron Wraith. If you've seen the Game of Thrones Telltale game, they're actually the main character in them, which is nice. But I think with this episode of just looting and that, and just getting some money right off the bat to upgrade buildings, I think that's going to be it, guys. Hope to see you guys next time. Xeon Gaming, signing off. See you guys again.
I know you like my shit. I know you like my shit. I know you like, so like my shit.
This is a PS Records production.